What's good, guys? Welcome back to the Market Weekly Outlook. And of course, I'm being joined with Leo. What's good, Leo?
Hello, hello. Just finished partying after Chinese New Year's.
Yep. Yep. So if you guys want to know where we were at for the last, 2 weeks, it was Chinese New Year's
Really?
for us.
It was
So we
like
went to
one.
celebrate with family. Oh,
It's not
week?
2 weeks. Yeah, it's a good
Oh
week.
yeah,
Nah,
I
not
guess,
two
I
weeks. Two
guess.
weeks, 2 weeks is too long, man.
Okay, I guess 1 week, 1 week and a little bit more. But yeah, we were celebrating Chinese New Year with our families, and of course, it's a very special holiday for us. So we decided to take a little break from the charts and YouTube. Apologize for not letting you guys know. We won't disappear like that. The next time we'll try to let you guys get a little heads up before we do that. But yeah, just want to let you guys know we're now back, right? And we're feeling pretty good, right, Leo?
Yeah, feeling good.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Let's go over the news. Go ahead, Leo.
All right, so obviously today was a holiday. I think it was President's Day, so no news there. Tuesday and Wednesday are not too crazy, with the exception of FOMC meeting minutes, but usually it's not too crazy of a news event for me. It's more of the FOMC event, I think, is more salient to high volatility. Thursday is a heavy news day. We have unemployment claims, manufacturing PMI on a lot of the foreign currencies as well as the dollar, existing home sales, and FOMC members speaking. And Friday is light news for Euro. So I think we're going to pick up here um, into Thursday. Might see a consolidation on Wednesday. Tuesday might be a high probability day. And I think Friday might be a little mellow. So that's my guess on the profile this week. We did have a short week this week. So the market might want to make a big move to compensate for lost time. So
Yeah, sounds good. So be aware of the news events, you guys. So these news events are specifically for where we expect injection of volatility from the market. But yeah, let's get started with Dixie. So for Dixie, I know it's a very simple chart. As of right now, Dixie, I'm looking for this also liquidity down here. I want to see if price can punch lower and get into this level here. I wanted to see it do that last night, but obviously it was a holiday. Dixie obviously ran a little higher and then punched lower. But as of right now, it opened higher. I want to see what it wants to do from here, right? There's obviously a gap here, close down here, open here. There's a gap right here. I want to see if it trades a little higher first, or does it just come lower for Tuesday and then take out some liquidity, where we'll see if it wants to then continue going higher for buy side. Ideally, as of right now, maybe I think it maybe could keep going for buy side, but I wouldn't be surprised if it came down lower here and then started just working its way down into this candle here, or even working down towards these lows down here. But yeah, that should be it for dollar index on the higher time frame. Let's go into the 1 hour time frame. So there is this high here that I am looking for Dixie, like I mentioned on the daily. I don't know if it wants to run a little higher first, trade up near this level here, and then maybe trade lower. If it does take out this high here, I would be expecting a total soup here. I want to see a total soup. If it doesn't, then it's going to keep going higher for these highs here. But I do expect some of these short-term lows to be taken out. I see the price came down here a few too many times, in my opinion, that if it does want to continue going higher, I wouldn't be surprised if it uses a news event to send this lower very quickly, or vice versa, send this high very quickly, and then start breaking down for the rest of the week, coming lower to run sell side liquidity out. But yeah, that should be it for dollar index. Going to EU 1 hour. So EU buy side liquidity here. Obviously, if Dixie's going lower, I'm expecting EU to go higher. There's a short-term low here, and this is the consequent encroachment of this wick, or I mean not wick, of this inefficiency here. I'm looking for EU to run lower, uh, expecting it to run through this level here, trading near the bodies of these close and opens of these candles here, and then maybe from there run higher into buy side liquidity. So that's what I'm expecting for EU, trading down into here first and then running higher. I will be looking for that. I will not be chasing sells into this. I do want to mention that. If it does come lower, I will be looking potentially to buy and then get up into this area here. But if it does take out this low here, I'll be looking at potentially this low down here, or having a turtle soup from these levels here. If you go back to Dixie really quick, right? Like I said, if this runs out this high here, I'm expecting a turtle soup, or anticipating and expecting. I'm anticipating a turtle soup to form. If it does, that will be where I'm looking to have price come down lower here, and vice versa for EU. If it does come down here, I'm looking for potentially a turtle soup or anticipating a turtle soup for this area here as well. Does it have to happen? No, it could just come on, like I said, come down and take out this level here, trade into this body here, and then run higher. That is totally fine. I could do that as well. But yeah, let's move on to GU. For GU, we see it taking out buy side 3 times here, running out buy side quitting multiple times before trading lower into level of discount. I am looking for a potential bullish run into this high here. I just want to know if it wants to continue going lower first, running out some of this outside liquidity. I'm leaning towards it not doing that, right? If EUGU, I mean, if EU Dixie does, or if Dixie runs lower or runs higher first, I'm looking for EU to follow it. I kind of want GU to kind of consolidate around this area here, which is totally fine in my opinion. Since it already ran out buy side multiple times, I want to kind of see it consolidate here a little bit, and then maybe have a run higher while Dixie runs lower. But yeah, that should be it for GU, EU, and Dixie. Did you have anything you want to add for these Forex and Dixie, Leo?
Uh, hold on, I got a cough. Yeah, I did notice the quote unquote trend line on GU. What I at a glance, I would expect price to move up into here. I don't know if you can see my mouse cursor
Yeah, yeah,
here.
let me see it.
And then move a little lower and then into buy side
Mm,
on dollar moving lower.
yeah, yeah, I
But
agree.
I don't know. I don't look at Forex too often, so that's just my 2 cents. So I agree.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. Let's move on from Forex then. Go ahead.
All right, so onto crude oil. I know we've gone missing for a little bit, and oop, oh my lord. Okay, I know we've gone missing a little bit, and so this portion of the move kind of left without us. But no fear, we still have a really good target on the upside to look at for crude oil. I know I was a little bearish as this move, this down move retracement happened for us on the channel. And I know that I said I was looking down here, but since we see this very bullish price action, this liquidity target is now very much plausible for the week. I do want to break down some of the chart work I've done on crude oil for you guys here. And on the daily, it looks pretty good. Looking at this, uh, these two imbalances here as kind of the main point that I was looking at in my chart work. So this imbalance here, and this imbalance here on the buy side here. And I noticed I wrote down that price did punch into that, and I go on my imbalances through quadrants. So we have halfway, which is the bottom of this here, and the upper 25%. I like that price was tagging running into the upper 25% quadrant of this before moving higher and showing this lightness and wanting to move up into the upside, especially with this down candle here. We see a down candle open, trades lower, and then we continue moving higher, trading past it. So it's really bullish. So I'll break this down a little bit into the hourly chart, but yeah, price liquidity 89.71. So on the hourly chart here, this is that candle I was pointing at here. I was paying attention to this because and like how price was trading up into this because this meant that price really wanted to move higher off of this. So since we see a trade lower, I'm thinking, okay, if price stays heavy here, we might go for sell side. But since we moved up so high and took out this swing high here, um, and use this imbalance as quote unquote support and moving away from it, tagging it again right here, this could be a nice buy. So as I noted here, that this move showed me that price was definitely bullish, and that we are expanding into here. That's about it for crude oil. Um, did you have anything to add, Alan?
Not particularly. I do like how crude oil is finally making its way back higher into that higher 80 big figure as we were mentioning a few weeks ago. It is definitely looking a lot better. So I do expect it to get up there, especially this week. I'll be surprised if it doesn't. And I'll be expecting 80 big figure to be hit. Not saying, to just jump in and buy right now. We obviously want to see
No.
some sort of stop run, maybe. If not, then it can run up into it very, very easily, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's working into a tighter range, so I would expect a manipulation away from it, and then wait to get an entry long at a relative discount for that right up into 79.81. And I did study um, this move here. ICT, he did teach us this model here. This is a balanced price range model. It's to be used once like price does make a balanced price range, moves higher. This is why this is important to me, because it moved price moved higher. And once we traded into this area on a lower time frame, you could have an entry and a supposed really tight stop right below this balanced price range. And you would expect price to move away from it really quickly. And so this is that same idea transposed to a higher time frame. So it was taught on the sub-second, I mean not sub-second, sub-minute time frame for algorithmic really high frequency entries. But you can see that his concepts can be transposed all the way throughout time, and it being used to basically target buy side here.
Yeah, go ahead, finish up.
All right, so on E-mini S&P, I have these downside targets noted. However, that doesn't mean just take a sell instantly to get down there. I'll explain a little later, but I do have the lower body end of this swing low here highlighted for as a target, as well as the high of um, this down close candles here highlighted, as well as a little volume imbalance here as a target for price, potential downside PD raise that price might target, as well as just noting out some cool price action here. This imbalance, I do include the little gap here as part of the imbalance, and we take the 50 of that. We see price made a high intraday right at, if you do the chart work yourself, it's within one tick of that. So that was pretty cool to me. So onto the hourly. So all these levels are transposed into the hourly chart. And so I do see that this price run here happened on the overnight session, not on the regular hour trading session. So it's suspect to me. And so if you see that this imbalance here, coupled with this down close candle, I do suspect that they'll use this as manipulation run lower, pick up orders, and then send it up here, because you see these highs are trading quote unquote softer. This run didn't take out this liquidity here. It traded short of it and then started moving lower. So I suspect that this liquidity might be targeted up here. So we might see a run up into the 50, 60 levels, and then a subsequent trade lower into these sell side liquidity targets to end off the week. I do best case scenario is 49.29.50 right here. Take out these lows. as well into our higher time frame um, down close candles here. So that's my thoughts on ES. Any follow up, Alan?
No, no, I think it's very similar to my outlook on NAS as well. But
Oh,
we'll take go ahead.
I have one thing to mention. So
Yeah, go ahead.
I did write that compare the bodies of the candles made on ES and NQ. So they both make lower highs, but just pay attention to how the candles are formed. I think if I'm not mistaken, that um, I think NQ is a little lower than ES. It was very obvious that there was like a quote unquote um, bearish order block that Nasdaq punched into um, late into last week and then just moved lower off of. And yeah, just check it out. It's pretty cool. Um, I don't know how do you explain it?
SMT or
Well, it's not SMT because they both made lower highs,
hmm
but I used the the PD array on Nasdaq was much more solid compared to this one on
to
ES.
yeah, yeah.
This was like a little. This is nothing crazy, but it was very solid on NQ. And if you guys do trade either or, you can make those comparisons and see one might be signaling to you that, hey, I might turn, versus the other might be confusing you.
Yeah, yeah. And also I do also want to note I think there's SMT on the hourly time frame too. I'm gonna pull up ES really quick or NAS really quick. So we see buy side liquidity gets taken out here, running out this high, taking out this high here. We go back to ES. I also noticed that it does not take that out, where it doesn't take out that high here before running lower. So in my opinion, oops, wrong way. So in my opinion for NAS, very similar. I think this is a nice run lower to grab some short-term lows, grab some sell liquidity, and then start punching higher for this buy side liquidity here. I would not be surprised, if this time around I mean not NAS, S&P does come up and take out the highs up here that they left, right? I do want to know, like I said, NAS already took out this high. So if NAS fails to come up to take out this high, that is, in my opinion, okay. But if it is also wanting to take out this high, it could. I'm not saying that's a protected high as of right now, but yeah, I just want to note that for you guys as well. I just noticed that on ES. So overall, I do think it can run higher and then break down lower, trading it down into, like you said, the 49.73 and then 49.50 level down here, or even potentially do this low down here. So that is what I have for S&P. Let's go into NAS.
Yep.
So you go ahead.
No, you're good.
Okay. Yeah, so like I mentioned already, NAS had a stop run above this high here before dropping lower very aggressively, taking out some lows. I kind of expected something like this to happen. I just wasn't sure if it wanted to take out this high before it dropped lower, because now since it dropped lower, I am anticipating it for it to run higher, to run into buy side liquidity here, or even just come up here and then quickly reverse lower, targeting these lows down here or even this low down here, making it work lower. But as of right now, it is at a very um manipulative or a very dangerous position, in my opinion, real risky, not dangerous, more riskier position where it moved off hours. So if it does that, I want to see what it does for, midnight New York, basically just started. And then I want to see if it's gonna be a slow AM and then maybe a fast PM. Something like that would be, I can see that happening in my head. I want to see what it wants to do in the morning. So if it does want to continue going lower, then disregard this high like disregard that high temporarily until we see some bullish work its way up back into this positive liquidity here. But yeah, as of right now, nothing too crazy on ES and NAS. Just taking it slow, big news events on Thursday. So don't expect crazy movement throughout the entire week. I wouldn't be surprised if it was slow and then fast all of a sudden and then slows down again. It could do something like that where then you would just have to be more careful since this is a holiday week where we had Monday off. Would have charts didn't do too much. right? Obviously, as soon as market open, we see Nas really dynamically push lower, running out sell side liquidity that I was looking for last week. I wanted to see them take this out here on Friday, but obviously it did not. They failed to do that. So I was like, okay, it is what it is. Just let it move how it wants to move, and just wait for the new week. But yeah, Nas opened up and started tanking lower on Tuesday, taking out Southside liquidity already, where I didn't expect them to do that yet. But since they did do that, now I'm kind of projecting ahead, like, okay, is it going to be a slow AM? If it is going to be a slow AM, should I be expecting something for PM? Is PM going to be very dynamic, or how am I gonna start viewing PM session for NAS and ES, right? So these are the things that goes on in my head when I'm looking at price and then see when they move off hours. I start telling myself, hey, what are you expecting for the next session to trade? Are you expecting something dynamic to move? Or are you expecting a slow day? If it is, then see how like I'm anticipating what they want to do, so I can kind of prepare myself for the opportunity to say, hey, if I do want to take something, I should be at the right spot to take that position or whatever my position will may be, and that could be no trade. No
Mhm.
trade is also a position where I say, hey, I don't feel comfortable taking something that has already moved, has already taken out sell side liquidity. Because like I noted the sell side liquidity out, price dropped off hours, so I missed it. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. Looking at buy side liquidity here now, waiting to see what it wants to do like later on into the beginning of AM and then maybe PM. If it could get up here, that would be ideal. If not, okay, so be it. We'll wait until Wednesday, Thursday, and then we'll get something there. But I think that should be it for Nas. Did you have anything you want to add for Nas, Leo?
Oh yeah, sure. I can talk a little bit about, you see the lower highs that I was talking about? This one
Yeah,
here and then
yeah.
this one here is so obvious
Mm-hmm.
versus on ES it was a little foggy. So if you guys do trade the indexes, I recommend keeping an eye on what both of them are doing and kind of seeing the order flow between both of them. Aside from that, yeah, pretty much just be careful because it's a short week. I usually really take it easy, lower my risk, lower my trade frequency on shorter weeks because it's tend to make moves off time or be really funky. And the reference points that we refer back to on a short week like this get a little skewed. I don't know if that makes sense because this was basically a non-event day, really sticky consolidation profile, and yeah, it just messes with the timing of things. So I would just take it easy this week and look ahead on your economic calendar. Be ready for the upcoming events. Don't really stress too hard. There's always more opportunities coming your way.
Yeah.
So
Beautifully
yeah,
said. Beautifully said.
that's all I have for this video.
Yep, sounds good. And of course, we'll be updating you guys on our Discord of what we see. If you guys want to join the Discord, the link is down below. It's completely free. You guys can go in there and start asking us questions if you like. Just be respectful. Just understand. We also have lives outside of trading. But if you have a question, Leo and I will be more than happy to answer your questions or any concerns you may have. But yeah, that should be it for this video. It's good to be back. Where I'm happy, Leo and I are healthy,
Yeah.
that we're able to continue doing this for you guys. We love doing this. We're on this journey together. We push
Yeah.
to become better individuals and traders, and we hope you guys can be a part of our journeys. All right.
Yeah. It's man, I love waking up and just looking at the market.
I thought you were gonna say I love waking
No.
up and losing money.
No. It's cool. Like I don't know. It's been a real passion. Just it doesn't even the money part is secondary to the process.
Exactly.
So
The money part is just a little extra. It's the bonus.
yeah. Yeah. So
But yeah, we'll see you guys on Discord or in on our next video on the midweek review. Make sure you guys stay safe. We'll see you guys then. Peace.
be safe.